A vital witness undergoes hypnosis on Howard's Way. That's tonight at 8 p.m. But before that, it's time to meet the Thamesmen.
How are you, George?
I'm good. I'm George in Los Angeles.
I'm Alex in San Francisco, and you have reached the Thamesmen. Ta-da! Thank you for joining us.
Two out-of-work magicians.
Two out-of-work magicians. There you go. Thrown out of the magician circle for not being able to do any tricks. There's that place in LA, isn't there, for just magicians?
I was just thinking about that. The Magic Castle. Have you ever been there?
Magic Castle. No, of course I'm not allowed in. I'm not a magician. Have you been there?
I've been many times, actually. A friend of mine was a member of the Magic Circle or the Magic Castle, and you could go there, and it was brilliant. This is totally off the track. Magic Castle is this strange-looking building with turrets and old-looking stuff, and it's the home of the magicians in America. And when you go in, you have to wear a shirt and a tie, and you have to be all dressed up, and there's like you have to check in at the counter, and then you have to go up to this bookcase. And you have to say the secret words, and then it opens for you. And then you walk in, and then there's like a big room for magic. There's a close-up room. There's a medium-sized room. There's always, and then the other magicians just sort of sitting at the tables, just doing like card tricks and stuff. But they've got lots of little weird things, like there's a bar with all these bar stools, and a couple of them have like a button that the barman, like you're sitting there and you'll press it and you just really slowly just start to sink down.
If it was a real magician's place, it would, next time you go there, it wouldn't be there.
Yeah, it would have moved somewhere else.
Exactly, for the real magician. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You thought you found a music reaction video. No, you've actually found information on magicians' castles in Los Angeles. What are we in the middle of, George?
We're in the middle of Kate Bush Week, which absolutely blinding. We say that quite a lot, but not messing around. This is magic music, actually. It is truly astounding how good this is. And thank you, Sean Carroll, who put us on this track.
What's so amazing is we asked for subscribers to curate weeks for us. Like 5 tracks, give us the information, pass it over. If we like the magician, if we like the musician, we'll pick it up. So, Sean, what's made this week so amazing is, first of all, it's Kate Bush, and she is truly, truly unique. But it's Sean's notes behind. It brought the songs of life, have absolutely brought them alive. Once you know what the songs are about, that's what's been truly magnificent.
Yeah, absolutely. It just adds so much sort of color and depth to what we did know or what we didn't know. So, yeah.
So this song is Babooshka.
Babooshka.
Off the 3rd album. Apparently she had a really hard time getting the 2nd album out.
The difficult second album.
Difficult second album. Even Spinal Tap had a hard time. And then she came out with the 3rd album, and apparently, this was on it. So may I read Sean's notes?
Absolutely, because they're blinding.
So I'm just going to read a little snippet of the notes because it is a masterpiece, and I can't read them all. But Babooshka was written as a narrative of an aging woman losing her confidence in her fading charms, and wondering if she could trust her husband to remain faithful to her. She writes him a love letter that was meant to seem like it was from a secret admirer and signed it Babooshka. Babooshka is Russian for grandmother. His interest was piqued, and so she set up a meeting to see if he would fall for her as she was in disguise. They met. He didn't exactly recognize her, but she reminds him of the way his wife used to be. He fails her test, but we are left wondering if it caused a demise to their relationship, or if it helped the woman realize she was still attractive. And in that part may have been her self-doubt that were causing the gap that she was feeling between them, so they would get back together. However, the outro includes several sound effects from smash glass to similar noises played on the newly released CMI Fairlight sampler that Kate had used in the studio, suggesting it's probably the breaking up of the relationship. A very different presentation of the similar premise, Escape, the Pina Colada song by Rupert Holmes. Wow. So there you go. You just thought it was about a Russian grandmother. No, it's a woman who is losing her looks, and she feels not very confident, and so she tests her husband.
Wow. Okay. Well, on that note,
I read a little bit further down. I'm not going to go on about it, but it wasn't Babooshka. She kept stumbling across the word Babooshka. She read it in a magazine, and then she read it somewhere else, and it was like, it was a case of a Bader-Meinhof effect, where you hear a new word or interesting concept that appears to appear again and again and again, and you swear you've heard it before. She loved the sound of the word Babooshka. So it doesn't actually mean that it's a Russian grandmother. It's just an interesting word hook.
Okay. The word had its time. Its time had come.
That's it. Babooshka, Babooshka. Okay, let's do this one. Let's line this one up.
Brilliant. All right.
This is the official music video, so this will be great.
And blocked. But anyway, let's have a go.
And blocked. Yeah, Babooshka. We'll see. Maybe Kate will let it through.
We'll see, yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it. All right.
Are you ready? You count me in?
Oh, yes, absolutely, Squire. 3, 2, 1, go.
She knew exactly what to do. Suiting in to fool him, she couldn't have made a worse move. She sent him scented letters, and he received them with a strange delight. Just like his wife, but how she was before the tears, and how she was before the years flew by. She was when she was beautiful. She sang the letter on. Babooshka, 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 yeah, yeah. On. Babooshka, 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 yeah, yeah. She wanted to take it further, so she arranged a place to go, to see if he would follow for her incognito. And when he laid eyes on her, he got the feeling they had met before. Uncanny how she reminds him of his little lady, capacity to give him all he needs, just like his wife before she freezed down him, just like his wife when she was beautiful. He shouted out, I'm all yours, babooshka, 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 yeah, yeah. All yours, babooshka, 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 yeah, yeah. All yours, babooshka, 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 yeah, yeah. Babooshka, 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 yeah, yeah. Babooshka, 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 yeah, yeah. Babooshka, 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 yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely wow.
You hear it in a
Absolutely top draw wow.
you hear it in a completely different light when you know the story behind it.
Unbelievable, isn't it? You know, I never knew that. I just knew the hook, but her songwriting, what I love about her songwriting, obviously it's, you know, it's much deeper than the surface.
Yeah.
And which has been our revelation this week.
Yeah.
Knowing the story. But she, you know, her verses are very kind of, you know, syncopated and jarring and whatever, but she always has a great hook in there, and the chords resolve in the chorus, so you get a sense of you can relax a bit because the chords are resolving, and it's, you know, she really understands how to get a hook in the song.
Yeah, very clever songwriting, you know, and I never realized so much, you know.
No, it's a texture. So I mean, it's like, you know, as I said, her verses are very jarry. And then she just brings it all together, and it's really unique songwriting. And she's not just peculiar for the sake of peculiar. She gets great hooks all the way through every single track we've had. She knows how to write a great hook. And how did she come up with these ideas?
I know, and she was still. When was this? 1980. This track, was it?
Yeah, something. She is ridiculously young still, you know.
When was this? The third album. When this was it 85? This one.
What was so great about this? It was 1980. What was so good is the album went straight in at number one, and she was the first female solo artist to enter the album chart at number one. Wow. So she didn't climb up through the charts. She just went straight in at number one with the number one. You know, so that was great. Cool. But absolutely, I mean, just like your songwriters out there, they, you know, and God Almighty, you know, the level of music of songwriting is brilliant.
And also that time, the level of musicianship, you know, it was, you know, the real deal. Like the studio musicians and all those guys and girls was amazing, you know. So
what a great video as well. I was trying to work out the double bass, what that was representing, and I thought it was a female body, and or another body. You know, but I was trying to. There'll be some. Now knowing the song and what it's written about, there'll be some relation to what it was doing there. Yeah. But
she definitely has. She's out there with her art, isn't she? You know, she doesn't mess around. You know, doesn't make. I read
somewhere that her dance and her mime was the same artist who taught Bowie his. So, you know, and you know, so yeah. So, I mean, most people are just struggling on the guitar to do an F chord, which is actually very hard on a guitar. You know, she's studying dance and mime and art, and she's doing the whole piece and writing and, you know, doing the sampling on the Fairlight and the works, you know, just brilliant.
Yeah, but like they said, you know, like her theatrical show when she did do a tour was beyond anything, with just so many elements of theater and dance and light and art and music, and, you know, absolutely astounding. Apparently her live shows are something else. So
knowing the story behind the song has brought her songs totally alive. If she was now out there playing live, I couldn't wait to see her now.
And I bet you couldn't get a ticket. I bet you they would be gone, because they did one 2014. Was it really 2014?
Yeah, it was. God, it feels like it was just last year or whatever.
I know, and I remember people were like flying to London to go and see it and things like that. Just like, you know.
But some of the greatest bands that we have covered have got such a depth of songwriting, because there was a song on Nightwish on Nightwish where, you know, they're counting down 21 or something. You know, do you remember that song? It was the greatest show on earth, maybe.
Yes.
There's you know, he puts a time in, and you can really dissect the whole song, and there was load in it, and there was a backstory, and there's the greatest songs that are out there. There's so much more than a hook, and ignorance. My ignorance, here I am, you know, at this age. But thanks, Sean, for sending your great note through, because it's just really taking the song to a completely different level.
What can we do next?
Well, I'll tell you what you don't do next.
What's that?
test your wife with a note. Because unless you've got a sampler to break shit, she'll probably break it around the house,
Yeah. Note to self: don't be doing that. Don't be sending dodgy letters from
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the fading beauty whatsoever. Confidence reigns.
Well, I never had the beauty to start with, so it doesn't really matter for me, does it? So
it's in your soul, my son. It's in
it's a beautiful soul, is it? Okay, that doesn't really count nowadays, does it?
It's in your bank balance, son. It's in your bank balance.
Well, I don't have that either. So what the hell?
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Private pipeline. I'll send us email down the bottom. All right, that was absolutely brilliant. We got a lot coming up. We got Aussie Week 3 coming up. We got Prog Week coming up. We got. I'm sorry, patrons. I'm sorry. We've got to get back to the triple shots. We were talking about that earlier. Mm-hmm. Kevin the Trucker, we've got to do your stuff. Shout out to you as well. But Sean, great. Thank you so much for these. Brilliant. What will be tomorrow?
What will tomorrow bring? Ooh, okay. Let's do it.
Take care.